Okay, let's untangle this a bit as much as I can without cutting any wires or stuff like that. This is what I ended up with. So diagnostic port goes into the harness. This part will not be used. Everything needed for the engine diagnostics is in these wires. Only 3 of these wires are needed, but I left them all in because I can. So we have the grounds right here. This is the O2 sensor for the exhaust. We have ECU connectors all together. This will go to our ignition switch. It's the CAN line. And here is the TPS wire. This wire is our purge solenoid, and this wire is the starter signal. And all of this is connected to K40 unit, and on the K40 we have one ground to connect. I could have just ran it to all the other grounds, but I left it because maybe it will be easier to ground it somewhere near the K40, or in any case it is still possible to just connect it to one of the existing grounds. And we have this solid red wire. This is to the battery positive, battery positive, and this is the switched positive. And we have this connector on the K40 that goes to the fuel pump relay, and that will be connected later. The ignition switch. Okay, so from this connector we will need only these two red wires. Okay, that's one, and that's two. This one is done. Now onto this connector, slide the cap off. On this connector from ignition switch we will need only the red and the brown wire, so the pin 3 and the pin 7. All wires besides this can go out. And that's it. So now let's see which way this goes in. 14.8. Okay, like this, and we put the cap back on, and there we go. When we are connecting this, the brown wire is the ground. All the red wires go to the positive, and this goes to the ECU D connector. So this is the harness that is prepared to run the engine in or out the car. To run the engine with this harness you need to connect the following: all the positive wires, all the grounds, O2 sensor. This goes to the fuel pump relay. It's two wires. This CAN wire from the ignition box to the ECU, and of course this guy. So when you power everything on, you touch this wire, purple, from the ECU to the 12 volts, and that should engage the starter, since the starter is fully controlled by the K40 unit. It will engage, and when the engine starts it will disengage. One thing I missed was when I cut the wires from this junction, black-red wires, I should have left one pigtail, because this guy needs it. So I'll have to connect this black-red wire to the other ones, but I will do that when the wiring will be installed in the car.